Hello, it's Mountain here with a Kiki delivery service SPEEDPAINT. So to be honest, I actually didn't want to do a digital drawing as I usually do when I wanted to do Kiki. I actually really wanted to paint her on an actual canvas and use some of my acrylic or oil paints. I didn't know, I haven't painted for a long time, so I actually didn't know what kind of colors I had. So it really depended on if I had the color scheme I needed, either in oil or acrylic paints. But ultimately, I did not paint Kiki because, as said, I haven't painted for a long time. And to just go from doing digital art to doing a painting where I can't delete, erase, track back and stuff when you do a live painting. And it's so a person with a broom shaft and a cat and stuff like that. It's so detailed work, and I haven't been doing that detailed work, to be honest, in painting. And again, I haven't painted for a long time. So I started to draw it out and then quickly realized I probably shouldn't paint her. I probably should just do a digital painting where I feel more confident and then paint something else, because I still wanted to paint, obviously. So I ended up doing Totoro instead in oil paint. And as I said, it really depended on what I had in oil and acrylic. I usually prefer doing my paintings in acrylic paint just because it dries faster. I feel like I have more control over it compared to oil paints, and I just haven't used oil paints in general. But I ended up using my oil paints because I ultimately didn't have the scheme or colors I wanted in my acrylic paints, and I really didn't want to go out buying more acrylic paints. Also because I did have the colors in oils, I just hadn't used them yet. So I did end up painting, I just did Totoro instead. So as you might have guessed, there's kind of a theme with Kiki and Totoro. So recently I just saw 3 Studio Ghibli's movies. My boyfriend have a DVD box set with Kiki delivery service, Totoro, and Ponyo. I saw a video clip of Ponyo on Facebook, and I hadn't seen Ponyo before, and my boyfriend was saying, shouldn't we just see it? We have it. I was sure, okay. I was pretty sure I had seen Kiki, and I knew I had seen Totoro. I remember that from my childhood, but it's been so long since I saw it last. So we saw Ponyo, Kiki, and Totoro at last. And as I said, I had not seen Ponyo before. I really like all these movies. I haven't seen Ponyo before, and I didn't know what the story was about. When you just see small clips of it and you don't know the story, it seems pretty confusing. It's still a bit confusing when you see the actual movie, but it made more sense, absolutely. Then we saw Kiki Delivery Service. I thought I had seen Kiki Delivery Service, but as we saw the movie, I quickly realized I have not seen this movie. I really thought I did. Out from the cover, I was pretty sure I had seen it, but no. But I really liked it. I really liked it. The whole movie in general. The only thing I didn't like was the last part. Gigi doesn't talk to her in the last part of the movie. You will lead to think that it's because she doesn't have her witch powers anymore. But then when she kind of regains her witch powers, she's still can't talk to him. I didn't quite understand that. It didn't understand if it's because she still didn't have all her powers, and if she just can't talk to Gigi anymore. I didn't get that completely, but that was the only thing I didn't get from this movie. It's a pretty good movie. As said, Totoro I had seen before. I really like Totoro. That's why I did a painting of Totoro instead, and because he's more rounder, and it's easier to do a painting with that compared to all the details there are in Gigi. Not that Totoro is not detailed, but I can simplify him a lot better in an oil painting than I could with Kiki. As said, I really liked the movie. That's why I really wanted to paint her, but ultimately I had to do a digital painting instead, which I don't regret. I don't draw humans that often, so it's definitely a challenge I had to do, but as a lot of people said before, sometimes you just gotta do it. You just have to finish it, even though you think it doesn't look that great to start with. And it did come out better than I expected. It's definitely not one of my best things, in my own opinion. But I'm glad I finished it, and it's definitely given me a greater perspective into how I can construct humans. I also definitely know what I don't like about the painting. I think the torso became too long, and in general it became too elongated and stiff, but that's things I need to work on. I can't just work around that in one day. So that's the things I got out of it. And I relied heavily on references from the movie. I really wanted to do, of course I wanted to do it in the style of Studio Ghibli, but obviously I don't draw like Studio Ghibli, and it's a difficult style to copy when you're not familiar in drawing in it yet. I wanted to draw her in my own style, but that at the same time is not easy since I don't have a set style yet for drawing humans, so it's not that easy to translate over. So I relied really heavy on references from the movie. Mostly, I think I only used movie references just because I thought that was the best reference to use in this scenario. And I really wanted to do a background just like in the movies, but they are so detailed. I have no idea how to go around it. So I tried my best, and when I tell you I used so much time on this background, which I usually don't do. And it's not that detailed background, it's fairly simple. But I use so much more time on this background than I usually would, just to get it to look kind of like the city she's flying over. And my boyfriend really likes the background. I don't like it as much as I had hoped for, but I am satisfied with it. I do like the simplistic style of it compared to what else I could do. I would have liked the more detailed look, but I think ultimately the simplistic look probably better with the Kiki I drew. And I think that's what I have to say about this speed paint. If you want to see the programs I use, editing program, drawing program, all of that, it's always linked down below in the description. You can always find it down there. The same with all of my other channels. If you want to see more of my work, go check out my DeviantArt. Go check out my comic at Dragon's Journey. I just uploaded a new page for April, and you can check out my DeviantArt. You can check out my Redbubble account. There's some stuff over there. If you want to see more from me, just definitely check out my Instagram. That's where I post most often. I post small WIPs, I post sketches I do sometimes. I upload every time there's a new video, I upload every time there's a new page. That's where I do the most. But that's everything I have to this time. So I'll see you next time. Bye!